Hey guys, it's the Calisthenics page again. We have a new video and it's going to be a full body stretch, as you can tell by the title. We're going to be stretching each part of the body so that you can be more flexible and mobile each day. This routine is going to be going over a lot of gymnastic stretches because that's what I specialize in, and it's also going to be going over what I do each day. And you'll be having some exercises which are quite difficult. So there's going to be some simpler versions which I'll also throw in, or some easier versions so that you don't injure yourself when stretching. The stretch shouldn't be longer than 20-30 minutes max, because it's just a quick one just so that you're able to be more flexible. In calisthenics we aren't just strong, but we have to be flexible as well. It's good to keep your body more flexible when training so that you don't injure yourself, so that you can have a wider range of motion. So let's get into it. Right, first we've got the straddle. In a straddle, we basically keep ourselves upright, keep our legs out, make sure that your legs are always straight, because we don't want to bend when we're stretching, because that doesn't stretch anything. So if we keep them straight, our body upright, then what we can do is the first exercise, reach in our toes with the opposite hand. Next, we're going to be getting our nose to our knees, and this basically means that we're going to be stretching the lat. Next, we're going to be doing the Japana. So we're going to get our belly and our stomach down to the ground, keeping our legs straight. Good thing to remember when stretching is that you may not be very flexible. So some of these exercises may be a little bit hard. So if you can't get your nose to your knee or your belly to the ground, that's fine. Just go as far as you can and hold it for as long as possible. Next, we're going to be placing our hands, and then we go down. Next is the pike fold. So legs out straight in front of you, arms up and over. This is the butterfly position. You have your feet together, your knees out to the side. You pull them in as close to you as possible, or rock side to side to warm your muscles up. Then you grab your feet and you try and place your elbows on your legs to try and push your knees down to the floor as far as you can. Next up, we're going to lunge forwards. Try and get your knees past your feet. Keep your back leg straight, and if you can, go on your toes. Place our back leg on the floor, pick our foot up and pull it towards us. Next up, we're going to make our legs straight and we're going to get our nose to our knee. We're going to push our leg forwards and we're going to go into splits. You want to keep your hips round, you want to look straight ahead. Then we repeat the same on the opposite leg. Next, we're going to go into box splits. If you can't do that, we're going to go into frog splits, which is only on our knees. But first will be the box splits. What we're going to do is we're going to warm up our knees before we do that, because otherwise we could harm our knees when doing the box splits. So we'll start with that. First, go down on one knee, point your toes and let your knee come down. Now we do box splits. Next, we have frog splits. We place our knees out to the sides, and we're going to place our feet further out. Next, we're going to be working on making our wrists more mobile so that we can do skills like the handstand and everything with less risk of injury. So we start off on our hands and knees. Keep your wrists close to your knee, and you're going to literally rock back and forwards. We're going to stretch out our abs by doing the seal stretch. And then up to downward dog. Next, we're going to be stretching out our hip abductors. First, we're going to place one foot onto our knee, and we're basically going to slide it down. And then change. A good thing to make sure of when stretching is to use a mat if you have a hard surface beneath you, just so that you don't injure your knees or your wrists or anything like that when you're stretching, just to keep it safe. Next stretch is called the bridge, which is where we stretch out the abs, but it is quite a difficult skill, so you don't need to do it if you can't do it. You have to rock out on your back when you've done a bridge, just so that you don't end up injuring your back later, because it is quite a tough stretch. The next stretch is going to be for your shoulders, and what we're going to do is we're going to go down to the rug, and we're going to place our hand down and pull the shoulder up. Now, something quick for everyone is that when stretching, a few things you can use. I use personally resistance bands and rollers. You don't have to buy these, of course, they're just very helpful. They're quite lazy ways of stretching, but they're good to stretch out certain specific groups. They're good for isolating those stretches. For example, you can stretch out your hamstrings using the roller, etc. I will be making a video on how to use a roller properly, because a lot of people use it wrong or don't know how. And there are a few exercises you can use with the resistance band, which I'll also be showing you in another video. You can find rollers and resistance bands online for very cheap, and they really do help. Thank you very much. This has been the Calisthenos page. I hope you've enjoyed this. Maybe you've taken some exercises or stretches from this full body stretch. Maybe you use it yourselves, and make sure to stay safe when doing it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you very much. All right, peace.